Hello, my name is Aztrid Moan. This is a demo over how I create my block cut designs. First, I sketch out the idea on a piece of NRP waterproof wall panel. You can also use MDF board or linoleum. I use a pencil or pen to sketch out my idea. One thing you shouldn't use is permanent marker. Permanent marker will mix with your ink to make a misprint and leave a residue. If you do use a permanent marker, be sure to remove it with rubbing alcohol before applying ink. When sketching out the print, keep in mind if it has wording or design, you need to be certain which direction you need it to be in, making sure it's in reverse. It can be a rough design or a detailed design. Be sure to keep in mind the more plastic you carve out, the weaker the plastic will become. If you have a lot of designs, you may want to keep back the NRP with another sheet or work with a thicker material like MDF. If you need to repair your piece, use tape and or a layer of glue on the backside. Each carving material has its own consistency. Some harder, thick material to firm, but cuts like butter. This is why NRP is my chosen material. Different materials may also dull your carving knives quickly. Be sure to have a thick piece of leather to run your blade over to sharpen. Now we're on to the stage of carving. When carving into a piece, I try to keep in mind that what I'm carving out will be white or the same color surface I'm printing on. Use the pencil line as your guide to outline the design. I use large carving tools for areas I want to cut away large sections of materials, and small tip tools for the details. Brand of carving tools I use are Gimmer's carving knives. This brand works well with NRP materials, cuts like butter. After I'm done carving the design out, I use scissors, cut around the piece, make sure I'm not bending or cutting too close to the design. When using scissors on NRP, cut it out at the base of the scissors, not close to the tip. It likes to split. This material is delicate, but also very durable. When removing the unwanted materials with scissors, I use large carving tools to carve away the extra unwanted materials. If you use scissors for this step, you can crack the block cut. When I carve around the design, I make sure not to carve too much plastic. This makes it have more support than if I were to carve it out all the way to the print's edge. This print will have a long lifespan, could possibly get 30 plus prints with this one block cut. Now to the ink. The brand that I use is Speedball Fabric Ink. This ink comes in a wide variety of colors and the ink is thick, vibrant, and dries in a couple of days. You can also use a brayer to apply the ink. I'm using a Speedball brand brayer. When you're done using your brayer, be sure to wash it out with soap and water. Make sure there's no trace of ink left. If ink is left, it can discolor your next print or can leave uneven spots on your brayer and will make it impossible to get a clean, uniform print. I let the print dry for 2 days with ink on it. This makes it possible to see the spots I don't want the ink. I'm using my large carving tool. I start by carving out the unwanted black spots further away from the actual piece. Then using my small carving tool for the detailed areas. If your ink is not even or spotted, you may need to add or remove ink or more or less pressure to the block. Be sure to do a test print. This ensures that the print is what you desire. If you need to carve away more, let the ink dry for a day or two and carve away the undesired areas. Here is the test print. I let the block cut dry for 1 to 2 days to make sure the ink is dry so no bleeding occurs. I pick out 2 colors and apply it to the opposite sides of the brayer. This is how I achieve the ombre effect. Be sure to apply even pressure. Lift your block cut design to reveal your print. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from my process. Be sure to check out Art Hall and follow for future videos.